Boy, do I feel like it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I am so sorry, you guys. I am back, in case anybody cared. Took a little break after posting every day, and then that break turned into an even longer break, so I apologize. Hopefully I'd be a little bit better, as I want to be this year. But anyways, guys, today we are going to be towing with the Honda Pioneer 1000. This is, again, my father's machine. Awesome machine. I love it. I know all of you guys love it. Every time I post this machine on the channel, it gets tons of views, which is insane. So I figured people would want to know how this thing tows. So this is a pressure washing setup that my father actually built. So he bought this trailer. All the red and the wheels that you see here is a kit that you can buy. He put it all together, all the wiring, all the lights, the wheels, whatever. And then he went ahead and added this spine for rigidity, this cage floor, and then he put his generator. This is a 55-gallon drum and a, wow, what is this called? A pressure washer. Holy cow. He put a pressure washer in here as well. So this, we have a trucking company, and if anybody knows how much it costs to wash a semi truck, it's insane. It's like $70 to $100 to go and have somebody wash it for you. This just costs however much the water is to fill this up, and as well as, you know, half a gallon of fuel or whatever it costs. So it's actually, you know, really cost effective. But yeah, besides the trailer, this weighs about, fully loaded like it is right now with water in the tank, it's going to be about 1,200 pounds, 1,100 to 1,200 pounds about. So we're going to be towing about half of what this machine is made to do. I actually looked up the specifications, and I believe I saw like contradicting numbers, but I believe what I mostly saw was about 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. So we're almost there. not quite, but this should be a pretty good test. I can't imagine anybody towing something like extremely heavy with this, but either way, whatever. A little bit of a sketchy thing here that I will note before we start going is that Honda, not that I have seen, they don't include any parts for these chains, which is frustrating, as well as I think you have to buy a kit. I haven't really seen anything up here that could wire. I guess you could figure it out, that could wire into the wiring harness that I've just wrapped up so it doesn't fall out. But we might just go on a short drive. I'm going to be going up like a pretty steep hill just to kind of feel how it does tow up pretty steep hills. I won't be going off-road. Obviously, it's not an off-road trailer, nor do I really feel like it. So won't be going off-road today, but hopefully this lets you guys, you know, kind of gauge how well this thing can tow even at half capacity. So let's get on the road and I'll continue the video there. I hope you guys can hear me okay over this motor and all the noises. And I don't know if you guys can hear that squeak, so I apologize. This trailer is really squeaky for being brand new for some reason. Something must have gotten wet and rusty, but not a big deal. I hope you guys can hear me. It pulls really well. I don't really even feel it pulling right now, which is awesome. It's not any bumpier than it was. This trailer pulls really straight, which is an awesome thing. Excuse me as I try to hold this freaking camera up, but no, it tows really well. I'm going 20 miles an hour now. I'll be going 40 here in a second, and then we'll be going up that really tall hill that I mentioned. So we'll get a really good tow test for you. Hopefully this again shows you guys what it's like to tow with this machine. There it is back there. All right, let's get on this main road. We'll kind of see how it accelerates. We're in obviously high. We'll see how it shifts and how it can get going up to speed. Slow down a little bit. You guys, this thing accelerates really well, but once you get up to like 35, 40, it starts to kind of feel a little sluggish. I feel like I have to hit the pedal a bit more, but it does tow really well. Start hitting those hills a little bit. don't know if you guys can tell, but this isn't too steep quite yet. We're gonna make our way up right now. I just want to film this whole thing for you guys and be as transparent as possible. This road is pretty bumpy, but I'm really not even feeling the weight of the trailer right now. I should mention the braking, it's not bad, really. It's not too bad at all, and I'm not just like trying to hype it up at all. Braking isn't terrible. It brakes really well. Obviously a little worse than what it would be, but here we start up this really steep hill. I hope you guys get a good gauge of this. I think this is like at least 10 degrees, at least. Or maybe I don't know how to judge how steep a freaking hill is, but we're gonna go up actually to where I usually trail ride. So I figured we'd stay in neighborhoods since we don't really have any electricity or the chains, just for safety. Playing a little safe. We're gonna turn around. We see a family up there, so why don't we turn around a bit? And obviously being really small, you can turn in some pretty sharp places with ease. And still shifts into gear, awesome. Yeah, so now we're gonna go downhill and I'll just use the engine braking. I'm actually gonna put her in manual. Oh my goodness, I can't even hold this. All right, it'll be in manual. Why don't we go to 4th gear? I'm gonna go to 25 miles an hour. And there's 25. And it's holding me back. I'm going down that same hill that I said, about 10 degrees, I think, I hope. I don't want to be wrong, but it is pretty freaking steep. This is probably the steepest hill around me. And it's even slowing me down a little bit. We're straightening out a little bit, but it held right at 25 miles an hour. These paddles shift so freaking well, you guys. It's amazing. I love these paddles, actually. It's a really good transmission they have in this thing. It tows really well. I'll be 100% honest. A hell of a lot better than I thought it would tow, which is awesome. So yeah, you guys, I don't really know what else I can say. Why don't we pull over here somewhere? Yeah, it slows down just fine. I'll slow it down even harder. Okay, all right, really good. Slows down great. Let's hop out and kind of finish up. You guys, again, I am so sorry for this noise, but this Pioneer tows so freaking well. We had a RAV4 that we used to tow like the Razor with and all that. Luckily we sold that and bought a Jeep, which I'll be doing a review on as well eventually. And that RAV4, its towing capacity was about 1,500 pounds. And I'll tell you what, it would have a hell of a time towing this. It could barely pull anything. I felt so bad for it every time we had to pull the Razor or even this anywhere. It would get terrible gas mileage, blah, blah, blah. But this thing, amazing. 1,000 cc's, it pulls just fine. I guarantee it could pull 2,000 pounds, even more, with absolutely no problem. Usually when people do, or when companies do tow ratings, it's usually rated to a lot less than what it can actually do. I'd say probably at about 15%. Obviously don't try it. I don't want to have any liability, but add 15% to whatever its towing capacity is, and I'm sure it could do it just fine. That is going to be all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next one. Later.